Hey all, welcome to Dinners with Dave. Today we are preparing a traditional French bistro classic called Tarte Tatin. If you're not familiar with it, un Tarte Tatin is essentially kind of an upside down pie, for lack of a better word, fruit on top and crust on the bottom. So the apples are cooked in a delectable caramel sauce. And this dish always reminds me of being in Paris in the winter time. So we are going to prepare this dish in 3 steps. 1, prepare the crust. 2, the caramel. And 3, the apples. So for the crust, we have 250 grams of flour. We have 15 grams of sugar, which I love a pastry crust with a little bit of sugar in it. Not the egg yolk yet, I've made that mistake before. A pinch of salt, which will just kind of help bring out the sweetness in the dough. So let's go ahead and just give this a quick whirl until combined. Next, we want to add 125 grams of cubed butter into the bowl of our mixer. It's really important that the ingredients are super cold. And we're gonna go ahead and blend this on low speed until the butter, everyone always says until the butter is the size of peas. Every time I look into the mixing bowl, I don't see that. I actually see more like gravel that would be in the bottom of a fish tank. Okay, so you can see here that it's really started to incorporate nicely. Gravelly, sandy, whatever you want to call it. 1 egg yolk to the crust, which is just going to make it golden brown, rich, and delicious. With the motor on low, let's go ahead and add the egg yolk. Once the egg yolk is incorporated, I have about a quarter of a cup, about 5 centiliters of ice water. So we're going to go ahead and pour this slowly into the mix, just until the dough comes together. Start to get wet, and you'll see it kind of start to come together. You don't want to add much more moisture than that. Perfect. Pastry off, dish up, looks fabulous. Now we're just going to lightly flour a clean surface here, and just dump this out onto our floured board. Group it all together, and try to get it around in the flour so that it definitely doesn't stick to your counter, and it will help you roll it out later. The other thing, I know you're not supposed to handle pastry dough, overhandle it once it comes out because it needs to be very cold, but I do like to move it around enough to kind of eliminate any cracks in the dough. I found that if I can get the dough fairly smooth at this point, it will help me in the rollout process. We're gonna go ahead, piece of wax paper, and then let this rest in the fridge for 30 minutes. Step 2, let's make the caramel. 300 grams of sugar. Let's turn on the heat. Put 100 milliliters of water. I try to make sure I get as much of the sugar wet, especially on the outside of the pan, as I can. Then over high heat, we're gonna let this cook until it turns a beautiful amber brown. Key to making a successful caramel is always swirl, never stir. Okay, this is perfect. Let's go ahead, turn the heat off. Pour in the ice cold butter. Stand back because it will bubble, and let's give this a whisk. As soon as this has all come together, we are going to put this into a cast iron skillet. Look at how beautiful that is. So let's prep the apples. Today I have these fabulous apples from a local orchard. They're fragrant and just asking to be made into something. My mother brought them back for me. Thanks, Mom. So to prepare the apples, very simple. We are going to just peel them, core them, and cut them into forms. Ta-da! Let's slice them and core them. I like to take the knife, a very simple way to do this is take the knife at an angle and just remove that kind of firm part, the stem and the seed there. This technique works great for this preparation. Wonderful, this is exactly how we want them to be. 6 apples, I have 2 more on reserve over here in case I need them. If I don't need them, they'll be snacks. So next step, now that the caramel has cooled a little bit in the bottom of our pan, is to go ahead and arrange the apples. Now remember that the bottom of the pastry is actually going to be flipped out and it will be the top. So pay attention when you're making your design. Let's make it look as pretty as we can. So I'm going to go ahead and just arrange these apples in a circle here. Oh, we lost one. Sometimes it really is like a puzzle, just trying to get everything to fit exactly as you want. But here we are, finished product. So now all we have left to do is roll out the dough, put it in the oven for 50 minutes, and we are going to have the most fabulous French dessert. Insurance check. Use just a little bit more flour. I think this looks perfect. So let's bring over our apples and our caramel. Let's very carefully move this dough here. And the good thing about this dough, it is actually pretty sturdy. You want to make sure it's big enough to cover your entire dish here. What we want to do is we can actually tuck this into the sides of the apples before we do any trimming. Really just seal them in nicely here. And then what I'd like to do is I actually like to roll the crust down and make a little bit of a border because when we flip it, that'll give you that like depth to the side of the crust. And believe me, this doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, there's something really lovely about the imperfection in doing this. Makes it look very rustic, very French country, if you will. Let's get a couple holes on top here for baking. Let that steam out, and we are ready to put this in the oven. Got a baking sheet here. Let's put this on here, just in case this bubbles up during the baking process. It will keep your oven very clean. About 50 minutes in the oven until the apples are cooked and the top is started to brown nicely. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Careful, this is very, very hot. Okay, we're gonna let this rest for about 15 to 20 minutes just to let some of the sugar cool, and then we will flip it and we'll have the final look at what our Tarte Tatin looks like. Our tart has finally cooled. We wanna go ahead and use a knife to just loosen the edges around here. The caramel's very sticky and it kind of sticks the tart to the side of the pan. And then the only problem with using a cast iron that's as big as this is finding a plate big enough to put the tart on. Fortunately, I have this lovely marble server here from CB2. You want to be sure to do this when the caramel has really cooled because there can be excess, and if it spills out, the last thing you want is hot sugar all over your hands and self. So a good grip on this. A little bit of confidence. 1, 2, 3. Flip. Let's see what we were able to do. A couple of taps on the top here. And, oh my gosh, it is absolutely perfect. Look at this. So you can serve this tart warm out of the oven with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, a dollop of creme fraiche, or quite honestly, just as is. If you like this recipe, please don't hesitate to subscribe to Dinners with Dave. So many more videos, so many more recipes coming your way very, very soon. Until then, enjoy. Bon appetit. Oh my God, I wish you could smell this. This smells like a combination between a French boulangerie and a American taffy apple. What are you doing? No. That was my fun one. Don't post that. You guys, I stopped talking because I needed to check in with my main drain. My ball and chain. I'm going to include that in the video.